if you're waiting for a foreclosure notice to tell you that you're in trouble, you're already late, because foreclosure starts way earlier than people think. And the first signs don't show up on paper. They actually show up in your life. Most homeowners don't lose their homes because they ignore the problem. The sad part is that they lose it because no one ever told them what counts as the beginning. You're here right now, so let's make sure you don't lose time you didn't even know that you still had. The hard truth is that foreclosure doesn't start when you miss a payment. It starts the month before, the month you barely make it. You know that month, when you're moving money around, when you're doing math in your head at night, when you're thinking, okay, I got this one paid, but I don't know how I'm making the next one. That moment right there, that's the beginning. And you're not thinking that you're entering foreclosure. You're thinking that you just need to get through this month. That's why people miss it. And let me say this clearly, because this is important. If you're paying the mortgage by moving money around from somewhere else, if the bill is late so another one clears, if you're using a credit card to float things, and you're telling yourself that it's temporary, that's not nothing. That's the sign most people don't recognize until much later. So here's a simple question that tells you exactly where you are. Can I realistically make next month's payment without borrowing, shifting, or guessing? If the answer is yes, you're stretched, but you still have room. But if the answer is no, you're in the part where decisions actually matter. And this is where most homeowners lose the most time. And it's not because that they're behind, but because they think that they're not there yet. So we need to talk about what's actually at stake. And I'm going to slow this down for a second. Because when people wait at this stage, they think they're just risking the late fee. But they're not. They're risking options. They're risking time, the kind of time where you still get to think. And in a lot of cases, they're risking money they didn't even realize they could still protect. And it's not because the house isn't worth it anymore, but it's because waiting lets things move forward without you. And that's how people wake up one day and say, I didn't know it got this far. It didn't get far overnight. It got far while nothing felt urgent. Now, here's the part that people never hear. You should call your lender before you miss anything. And most people wait. They avoid the mail. They hope next month feels lighter. And they don't want to say the wrong thing. But waiting doesn't freeze anything. It just means decisions start happening without you even being involved. And no, calling doesn't get you in trouble. You're already being looked at the moment things get tight. Calling early is one of the few ways that you actually still get a say. But here's where people really get stuck. What you say on that call really matters. And it's not because you're lying or not because you're telling the truth, but because certain words push things in directions that you didn't really mean to send them. And that's why people freeze. They're not really scared to call. They're scared of saying something they can't take back because the bank records every phone call. So before you pick up that phone and before you explain everything, before you say what feels right in the moment, I want you to watch the next video because that one isn't about scripts or sounding smart. It's about how people accidentally make this harder than it needs to be and how to avoid doing that while you still have room. So if you're even wondering how you're going to make next month work, the next video is the one you don't want to skip.